Good morning, Nighthawk Nation. My name is Trevor Daly, your anchor for this week. And welcome to the HPS Upload, where we upload the latest news for you to download. At Hettinger Public School, we challenge all to meet their academic and life goals while inspiring lifelong learning. Please stand to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for some short stories. Congratulations Christopher, Hayden, and Ash for winning this week's Random Act of Kindness. These boys helped clean up and put away stuff after the elementary concert and even stayed after the school day was over. Awesome work. And for another one, the Henderson family recently visited a 4th grade class to discuss their experiences as geologists. Offering valuable insights into the profession and showcasing intriguing rocks, the information session provided students with a first-hand glimpse into the world of geology. And now for lunch for this week and breakfast. There was no breakfast or lunch on Monday because it was New Year's Day. On Tuesday, breakfast today was monkey bread, and lunch today is pulled pork and coleslaw. Wednesday, breakfast will be breakfast sandwich, and lunch will be French bread pizza. Thursday, breakfast will be Cook's Choice, and lunch will be chili caramel rolls. And on Friday, there will be no school. More announcements. Silent reading this week will be 4th period. Bring a book. All class add-drop forms are due by Tuesday, January 9th for semester 2. After that date, they will not be accepted. Remember that you may make a request, but it doesn't mean that it will always be granted. Now for today's riddle/question. What building has the most stories? And now let's go to this week's story about
Miss Burkhalter's 2nd and 7th hour math classes for the Desmos Christmas tree decoration. What did you do on this project?
So I got to graph a Christmas scene. So I graphed a Christmas tree with a little star and some decorations and a snowman as well.
Okay. Was this a group project or an individual project?
It was more of an individual project, so we each got to make our own graph, but we all kind of worked together to decide like what we should put on it and like how to graph the certain aspects.
Do you have anything else to add?
I thought it was really fun and a good way to get into the Christmas spirit.
Can you walk through what you guys did for this project?
So we used Desmos to graph lines to form a Christmas tree shape, and then we would use equations to form graphs or circles in our graphs to form snowmen, or adding stars to the tree or Christmas ornaments or present under the tree.
What inspired you to use Desmos as a application to create a Christmas scene?
Well, I had created pictures with Desmos before, particularly R2D2, and we were coming out of a line segment chapter in my Algebra 1, and I was thinking, what could my students make that's related to Christmas that would be fun? And so I looked up some art ideas on Desmos, and I figured that they could make a Christmas tree, and it actually turned out really well.
What educational benefits did Desmos use to create a visual representation?
Yeah, I think it's really helpful for students to be able to see what their lines and what their math is creating. So it's one thing to just graph lines and do math, and students don't always see the application for it or see how beautiful it can be. But when you start putting all of those aspects together on Desmos, and it shows the students that they can actually create something that's of their own making with math, they really start to take an interest and apply themselves and figure out what they can do different to make their graph their own and create something of their own and take pride in it.
You can use Desmos on any website browser by just searching Desmos and clicking on the graphing calculator. It is free to use.
Thank you, Colby, for that story. Now let's go to sports last week with Matthew. How were sports, Matthew?
They were good, but we had no scores. So we got some highlights, though, from a basketball game. So let's look at those instead. So the Nighthawks versus the Bantams. We're starting off with Caden Anderson with a nice three-pointer, making the score 16-20. Here we got Joey Perkins with a nice fast break, bringing it all the way down the court. They can barely catch up to him, making the score 24. Yeah. Caden Anderson with yet another three-pointer, making the score 37 to 44. A little bit farther in the game, we got Forrest Fortune with a block here. Very nice. Joey Perkins with a steal. Very active in this game. And now on to sports this week. Girls basketball. Thursday there's a JV varsity versus Killdeer. That'll be home in Scranton. And boys basketball, there's a C-Squad JV varsity versus Bowman. That will also be a home game in Scranton. Wrestling, there's a Thursday there's a varsity mixer that is home. And Friday and Saturday is the Hettinger Classic Tournament. Wish the wrestlers luck.
Thank you, Matthew, for that sports update. Now let's go to Lyric with some weather.
Thank you, Trevor. Monday, it was mostly cloudy with a little bit of sun with a high of 48 and a low of 19. Tuesday, it is mostly cloudy with a high of 41 and a low of 18. Wednesday, it'll be cool with some clouds with a high of 29 and a low of 15. Thursday, it'll be partially sunny with a high of 35 and a low of 16. Friday is mostly cloudy with a high of 32 and a low of 15. Saturday is some scattered clouds with some sun with a high of 36, a low of 12. Sunday is cool and cloudy with some snow in the afternoon. With a high of 21 and a low of 5. Back to you, Trevor.
Thank you, Lyric, for that weather report. We'd also like to thank Madison, our producer, for helping to make today's broadcast possible. And the answer for today's riddle is, what building has the most stories? And the answer is a library. And that's this week's news broadcast. Thanks for tuning in to the HBS Upload, where we upload the latest news and download content for you to enjoy. If you like this broadcast, smash that like button to let this week's news team know that they did a great job. Subscribe to the HBS Stream team for weekly updates on school news, podcast, sports, and community streams. We will see you next week, Monday at 9.
Is all 100% pure and natural. And we'd like to keep it that way.
Do you want to eat and drink and throw balls down a lane?